Oh, it's come. It's come. It's the square one. Callaway FTI, gonna collect numbers, down a range, and try and hit fairway with it. We're just gonna talk tech, how much I spent on this club. Oh my word. That was loud. Should we take a look at some of the tech? Also what I paid for this club. So the club cost me 53 quid, no head cover. Not the cheapest out there. I was actually surprised how difficult these were to get hold of, and they were quite expensive, some of them. I got one at not a bad deal at £53, but certainly not the cheapest by a long way. So if we look at the tech, MOI, it's the weight back off the face and in the corners here, obviously coming from the square shape that does that. That really does and will increase twist the impact. So I do think left and right off-centre hits might be helped with this club. You'd have to do a lot of testing, but I reckon you would see some gains. It makes a lot of sense why this was an idea. I've got mine in a neutral setting, so you can't change the net, fixed net, but you can get a fade and a draw bias head. So whichever head you get, you're fixed with it. So I've got the neutral, which is what I would want in my game, but so there were 3 heads available, no moving weights, mind. And really the big tagline with this was all about trying to keep it straight. It was MOI driven. It was all about trying to get that ideas of straightness in there, and also you've got the striking shape that obviously is ridiculously amazing visible tech, and the hype around this driver before it came out. You know, there was real buzz and everyone wanted to try this club. It was expensive at the time, and it definitely did change the mold a little bit. Let's have a look at the numbers we get with it. So down by the ball, it looks square. It makes a lot of sense that it's square. Like it kind of makes sense in my head. Aiming it up, the way it sits, like I like it. I like the square look. And obviously this was revolutionary, and we'll talk about the ideas of, you know, people copied this and what that actually means for golf. Let's get on and collect some numbers down this range. The noise of this club is a little obscene. Like, that's so loud, isn't it? It looks nice and straight, but like, wow. Sorry, neighbours. Now, I know a bit about this driver and what it was about and why it kind of properly failed, to be honest, didn't it? Like, I'm worried I'm going to hit these right, but I mean, that one's pretty straight, but it's going to be high spinning and short is my worry. It feels a little bit like this one was about trying to shock sales, and the R&D on it is questionable. Where it excels in MOI, like you ain't going to get a higher MOI driver than this. And I've said this is one of the drivers that makes me have my analogy of building a cake with drivers. So if you have maximum amounts of one ingredient, you can't have the other ones. The other ones being, so you've got MOI, you've got loft delivery, spin numbers, speeds, all these ingredients that you're trying to kind of maximize. If you maximize MOI like this club does, trying to get the best launch data out of it now, a lot of loft generally and a bit off to the right was the pattern at the time. So you maximize one, but then you start failing in the others. Let's see if it comes out. I mean, I didn't pay loads of money for this, but I'm not sure this one's going to win any category. Hit that really good. No problem with direction, is there? And the numbers there now starting to get up, not too bad. The noise is offensive. It's like aggressively not nice. Just imagine hitting this on the range back in the day as well. Wowzers. It's out the bottom. That's probably going to do. Yeah, look at the spin and how short that is. That was a poor hit, but I think MOI maybe heel and toe, very good. Bottom and top, we haven't really tested the top that much. Bottom, I reckon this is going to be awful. I ate plenty out the bottom. Again, I feel like I'm going to get long and short all the time. That one's going off to the right as well. Hit that good. That's Healy. That will not work. Yeah, look at it, spinning high. Went for that. Felt like I hit that good. Yep, numbers back up there, spinning a little high. Right, we're going to do one more and then yeah, sorry, look at how straight that's gone. Oh, is that a line ball? Oh. Right, one more and we'll take it to the fairway. Again, I went for that. definitely some spin issues going on, isn't there? And obviously you could get it even more custom fit, but that's the problem with buying them the way I'm buying them. Custom fit's always going to be the best option. Not saying there aren't great options, we're seeing great options out there, but there is going to be an element of gamble that you're going to have to take on if you're buying clubs this way. If you've got the money, custom fit, get something that's right for you and works with everything you want, is always the best. But if you don't want to spend the money, even if you have it, these are great options in here. Right, fairway balls, we've changed holes. We're going to go Wentworth, West Course, 18th. Similar kind of line really to the last hole that we've done the other tests. We will do a test at the end if you want to see it, post in those comments down below. I think it'll be a fun one where we do them all together, see which one comes out on top on one day of testing. Could be fun, couldn't it? Right, not bad here. Yeah, leaking it a bit too far right. Oh, it's not a bad tee shot though. Cool, I am bombing that down there, am I? No. That's got to be straighter. Well, I double hit the tee there. Oh yeah, that's perfect, surely. Is that one perfect? Yeah. Oh, look at me. Actually happy I've nearly hit it in the water for once. So the data I collect for the fairway hits, because obviously you've got slope and what have you on the sim, I actually use my iPad down here. So we're getting true data. We're not getting, this data is just for fun for me trying to hit that fair. I'm not using that data. I'm actually collecting the same data that's on the range, but adding the challenge of hitting the fairway in there, which I kind of did there even though it ran through it. Yeah, I feel like I'm putting a lot into that. I do feel like this is going to be one of the shortest if we test them all together. Again, straight hit though, got no problem hitting fairway. Do feel like I have to stop it going a bit to the right, but I'm hitting more than I'm missing. Right, should we do one more and then we'll look at these numbers, shall we? Oh, that's right out the bottom. And there it is. Look at how short and weak and spinny. I mean, it's hit the fairway because obviously I run through it. It's nice and straight. It just, at the bottom, this thing is not happy. Let's go and check these numbers out. So what did I get out of this club? It's an average carry of 246. Yeah, not my best. So I'm averaging 246 top left panel here, and then I'm 261 is my longest, dropping down to 222. Like really short when you get it out of the bottom. Quite interesting, I started hitting lots of them out of the bottom. That's not something I particularly do. I'm more of a high toe striker. So something I think quite interesting in there in its own right. It spun at 2983, high spinning. Lots in the 3000s, lowest. So if I go to my spin here, so my lowest is 2454 and then my highest is 3547. Big tolerance for me on spin there. And that's the problem I feel with this club, is I just feel like you can top it out, but it's hard to, and then when it's going wrong, it really drops down. And I don't think it's any coincidence that drivers are not this shape anymore. Let's have a look at the range. That's the range numbers. Let's look at the fairway numbers. Fairway numbers, no real different. 245 on average. Again, in this bunch, my longest is 256. Short is 231, so nothing really massive in there. My lowest spin 2.6 on the course, averaging 2.9. I just wouldn't game this club. It's not the cheapest. The noise is offensive, and I just think they got it wrong, which leads on to some interesting questions. Let's talk about that as we close the video up. So post comments down below, what does this say to you? For me, I think it's so interesting. This driver got it wrong. As I remember it at the time, I think Callaway were kind of going this way a little bit after this driver. It hurt them. It took a while for them maybe to come back. Post comments down below. I might not be exactly right with that, but I don't remember them really being dominant at that point. This driver, you had copycats as well. So all the cheap brands copied it. Like every £100 driver I used to get into the shop when I was selling clubs at this point was a square one, and loads of trade-ins of those kind of cheap ones came in with this kind of shape. And you also had Nike copy it. And I think it's really interesting that we talk so much about R&D and how much these companies spend on R&D and all the rest of it. There's no way you're telling me it would take them that long to work out this wasn't really gonna work unless marketing just took over. I don't know. But any amount of testing is gonna be pretty quick to show this one up as the faults that it's got. I mean, The shots, or the shape of my shots, everything was off to the right with it, which was the problem. The big problem with it, I remember world-class players testing this driver, and it was a lot of spin, a lot of height, hard to keep it down, and really hard to square the face up when you put that weight back in the corner like that. It was actually harder for them to get that club coming round the impact, they were saying. This is one I wouldn't buy. The sound is obnoxious. The shape is fun. I like the shape. I wish it did work, because I think a lot of people would really like to put it down on the ground and have that square shape. Makes a lot of sense. I just think the performance is really, really weak. And I think it was a funny era of golf design where I think Callaway got it wrong. The fact that they got it wrong when other companies copied them, I mean, what does that say about the golf industry, isn't it? Maybe the R&D isn't quite as smart as we all think, possibly. That's got to be the worst at the moment out of all the tests. Post in the comments down below, do you want me to test them all together? I'll do a series of tests, maybe over a week, hitting like 5 shots with each one so I don't get fatigued over a period of time. And we can really delve in, try and get as many shots captured with them for data points. And we'll dive into some data to see which one actually would be the best buy. And if there's another driver that I've not tested already in this classic series that you want to see me test, post in that comments down below. I'll try and get my whole hands on one and see if we can test it for you. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.